Next on Woodsongs, they're America's favorite party band from Oregon, Pink Martini. And they're the grandchildren from the family made famous in The Sound of Music, the Von Trapps.
The television broadcast of the Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour is presented in part by the Martin Guitar Company, making handcrafted guitars since 1833. Online at martinguitar.com. The Lexington Convention and Visitors Bureau, providing information to visit Lexington, Kentucky online at visitlex.com. By Folkbook, a social media site for arts and music, online at folk-book.com. And by Time Warner Cable, providing cable, telephone, and internet service.
Here on the Louisiana Hayride. His name is Hank Williams.
From the Grand Ole Opry, Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys.
Hi, this is Bruce Horns. Hi, this is Kevin Moe.
Hey folks, this is Bela Fleck.
Hi folks, this is Sam Bush.
Hello, this is Odetta.
This is Joan Baez, and you're listening to the Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour.
And now, gather the family around and sit back in your easy chair. It's time again for the Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour, our worldwide celebration of grassroots music. Let's welcome folk singer, author, and tree hugger, Michael Jonathan.
I'm going to start with a song that was written in 1860. There's a ballad about a jilted wife that caught her husband under a willow tree with a young blonde maiden named Oralee. And she did what most jilted wives in folk music would do. She shot them both. The song became very popular during the Civil War, sung by both sides. The song of retribution and anger seemed to sit well with the mood of both sides during the Civil War. Around 1900, it became very popular among barbershop quartets, and there it stayed till about 1962. A young pop singer had his first motion picture, and the record label decided he needed a ballad. So they changed the title, they changed the words, and on a sound stage, Elvis Presley nailed the song in the second take, known then as Love Me Tender. But this is the original tune called Oralee. As the blackbird in the spring, beneath that willow tree, sat my love, and I heard him sing to that Oralee. My heart was broken, sad and blue, for my love to thee. That your heart no longer true, and gave to Oralee. He sang upon a morning star beneath that willow tree. And there I laid my true love down next to Oralee. Oralee, Oralee, made of golden hair. Springtime came along with thee, and my love so fair. So take my heart and take my ring, go and take it for eternity. Take them for eternity, my dearest Aurelie. Aurelie, Aurelie, maid of golden hair. Springtime came along with thee, and my love so fair. Springtime came along with thee, and my love so fair. And welcome to the historic Lyric Theater. And here we are in our hometown of Lexington, Kentucky. We're coming to you from the crossroads of America's folk and bluegrass music, the gateway city to the beautiful Appalachian Mountains. We're so proud to be able to bring you the show all over the world. Over 500 radio stations from Australia to Ireland, New Zealand to New York, Yuma, Arizona to the Yukon. In northern Canada, we celebrate independent and grassroots music on our broadcast. You don't have to be famous to be on Woodsongs. You just have to be very, very good. And that is the nature of what we are celebrating here on this particular broadcast. The first band that we're going to introduce comes to you from Portland, Oregon. They celebrate music from all over the world, and they're here with some very, very special guests that they have a new album with, which we're going to get to here in the show here in a few minutes. But the special guest family comes from a legacy of music that created a magnificent motion picture, and you recognize the theme song.
The hills are alive with the sound of music, with songs they have sung for 1,000.
Well, our stage is going to be alive. Yeah. With the music of this band that's making all of this possible, headed up by the great Thomas Lauderdale from Portland, Oregon. They've got a wonderful song that they're going to introduce themselves with you. It's called Amado Mio. Please welcome the magnificent Pink Martini to the Woodsongs Old Time Radio.
Times I've whispered, Amado mio. It was just a phrase that I'd heard in plays. I was acting a part. But now when I whisper, Amado mio, can't you tell I care by the feeling there? For it comes from my heart, my one endeavor, I've whispered, Amado mio. It was just a phrase that I'd heard in plays. I was acting a part. But now when I whisper, Amado mio, can't you tell I care by the feeling there? For it comes from my heart, my one endeavor, my love, my darling, will be to hold you and hold you tight. Amado mio, love me forever and let forever begin tonight, and let forever begin tonight, and let forever begin
Pink Martini on the stage of the Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour. And isn't China Forbes just a wonderful singer? It's so nice that she could be here, part of it. Let's say to the grand leader and founding master of Pink Martini, Thomas Lauderdale is here. Why don't you?
Hello.
Good to have you here.
Great to be here. Thank you so much.
Wow. So what a story. We're going to get into how Pink Martini was founded and everything else. But let's talk about your story a little bit because it's pretty amazing. You started playing piano. Your dad was a pastor in Indiana, yes?
That's right.
And tell me the story. You were playing piano there, listening to the music, and
so I would I grew up listening to all of the hymns, and after church I would go up to and pound out the hymns that I'd heard. And they took this as a sign from God, and so I started piano lessons when I was 6.
6 years old.
Yeah.
Now you were learning to play from the heart without music, right? I mean,
in the hymn days, yes.
Yeah. So how was it an easy transition for you as a young 6-year-old to go from playing what you felt the music to be like to what the notes were supposed to be?
Well, sure. I mean, it was just another way in, and in fact, I think some of my first piano lessons maybe were some of the hymns that I'd played in church.
Mm-hmm. And then eventually you moved to the West Coast.
That's right.
You went to school in Harvard first, and you met the lovely China there, and then you settled in Portland, Oregon. You became quite a political person.
Yeah, I thought I was going to become mayor. That was my intention. But I studied piano all throughout high school, and went away to college. Came back, and was going to a lot of political fundraisers, and was sort of dismayed at the music that was playing at these political fundraisers. And
about as boring as the candidates, probably, right?
It was loud, and it was. I felt like, I had grown up really liking films like Breakfast at Tiffany's and La Dolce Vita, which are sort of, more fabulous, and so I thought that there should be sort of a bit of that atmosphere to these political fundraisers. So, the band started really by playing at fundraisers for the environment, for public broadcasting, for affordable housing, civil rights.
You worked with the Occupy movement and everything else, and I thought it was very interesting with your very passionate community involvement. That when Barack Obama was in Washington D.C. and he had his grand inauguration, they sat you next to Ted Nugent, which.
That's right.
Well, the openness and community nature of the band reflects in the music and where you perform and the things that you donate your time to and such. And one of the things that you're doing is helping introduce 4 very, very worthy young people that come from the legacy of the song that we played at the top of the show, but they are artists in their own right, and together they have recorded an album with Pink Martini. They're going to join the band on this next song called Die Dorf Music. It's from their CD, Dream or Little Dream. It's the Von Trapps with Pink Martini on the Woodsongs, Old Time Radio.
Wenn am Sonntagabend die Dorfmusik spielt, jedes kleine Mädel die Liebe wegfühlt. Und solange Johannes Stimme so verkommt, wenn es eine Kati im Walzertag wiegt, wenn am Sonntagabend die Dorfmusik spielt.
Gerade so Schwindelag spinnt und die Musik dann pushen tut.
Schleichen 2 heimlich nach Haus, Jochem bringt Kati nach Haus.
Schön ist es so im Mondschein zu gehen, wenn sich der Mensch kein richtig versteht.
Leis fragt er, hast du mich doch gern? Da klingt's von fern. Wenn am Sonntagabend die Dorfmusik spielt, jedes kleine Mädel die Liebe wegfüllt.
Der lange Jochen findet Licht in seinen Plan, bis am anderen Morgen schon Landfett der Hand. Wenn am Sonntagabend die Dorfmusik spielt,
Schwiegermutter, blase mal, das wär Ratzenzahl. Schwiegermutter, blase mal, blas noch mal. Der lange Jochen ist immer so vergnügt, wenn es seine Kati im Walzertag wiegt. Wenn am Sonntagabend die Dorfmusik spielt.
August, Amanda, Melanie, and Sofia Von Trapp playing with Pink Martini. Let's say hi to Sofia. Why don't you come forward?
Hi.
And it's nice to have you guys here. So you grow up in this, the legacy of this very musical family, and then one day you're at a Christmas tree lighting and you meet somebody from a band called Pink Martini. What happened?
Yeah, we were in Portland singing with the Organ Symphony, and we were asked to sing on the Christmas tree lighting, and Pink Martini was hosting the event. And we actually had never heard of Pink Martini before, but when we did this rehearsal, it was the first time a rehearsal was actually fun in a long time. and so Thomas gave us a big box of their CDs, and we listened to them and just completely fell in love with everything they did. And so we were looking for new material at the time. We weren't sure if we were going to continue singing. And we asked Thomas if he had any recommendations, and he sent us 2 songs. One was the one that we just sang, Die Dorf Musik. And
beautiful song.
It's really fun to sing.
Your voices are just absolutely wonderful together.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I'll tell you what. We're going to continue the story as we go through the hour, but let's get back. You're about to sing the title cut of the brand new album that you guys have recorded with the Pink Martini. It's the title song called Dream a Little Dream. It's Pink Martini with the Von Trapps on the Woodsongs, Old Time Radio Hour.
seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore tree. Dream a little dream of me. Say nighty night and kiss me. Just hold me tight and tell me you'll miss me while I'm alone and blue as can be. Dream a little dream of me. Stars fading, but I linger on, dear, just craving your kiss. I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear, just saying this. Sweet dreams till sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams that leave all worries behind you. Find in your dreams whatever they be. Dream a little dream of me. Stars fading, but I linger on, dear, just craving your kiss. I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear, just saying this. Sweet dreams till sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams that leave all worries far behind you. But in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of me. But in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of me.
Von Trapp, Sofia, Melanie, Amanda, and August with Pink Martini. If you want to make Dream a Little Dream, the new Pink Martini album, part of your home music collection, all you have to do is visit our website, Woodsongs.com. If you click on the archive page, this is show number 752. We'll tell you how you can make this wonderful album part of your home music collection, as well as this album here, too. It's called Get Happy. They're going to sing a song from their album here called Zundoko Bushi. Please welcome them back. It's Pink Martini on the Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour.
なのに事務筆の後愛しいあの子が忘られるズンズンズンズンズンどこズンズンズンズンズンどこズンズンズンズンズンどこズンズンズンズンズンどこおービッグワンはいありがとうございました。
We're here for the entire hour with a wonderful band from Portland, Oregon. Pink Martini is led by Thomas Lauderdale. They're here also with the Von Trapps. We've got great music, more songs from their new albums, and wonderful conversations. Stay right where you are. We'll be back right after this.
Hey, this is Scotty Morris of Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, and you're listening to folk singer Michael Jonathan and the Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour.
And thank you, Scotty, and welcome to our stage here at the beautiful Lyric Theater here in our hometown of Lexington, Kentucky. We're broadcasting all over the world, 500 radio stations around the world. Plus, we're on American Forces Radio Network in 173 nations, every military base, every U.S. naval ship at sea. And we want to say hello to all the men and women that are tuning in from around the world and families. They've got a CD called Get Happy. This is a tune, I'm going to hopefully pronounce this right. Unless China, maybe you can help me pronounce. How do you pronounce? This is Ich te liebe?
Ich dich liebe.
Yeah.
I know. It's German.
So
German is my worst language.
But yet you sing it in the band.
Yes, sometimes. Thomas is funny. He always says it's in English and German-ish. I don't know if that's about my pronunciation or about the way the lyrics were written, but it's probably both.
Now, you became friends with Thomas when you were in Harvard, yes?
Yes. Thomas was hard to miss on the campus, scurrying around in Bermuda shorts, knee socks, dress shoes, and a bow tie as a freshman.
And I heard sometimes he was in a cocktail dress.
And later in a cocktail dress and throwing all the best parties. And so we became friends early on. We like to sit in the dining hall for hours and regale each other with impersonations.
Now, you're here with the mighty vocal power of Pink Martini, but you're also a classically trained pianist.
I am? Oh, fantastic.
So we're just showing off a little bit of your resume.
Oh, my God. No, I play fake piano.
Fake piano.
Chords. Rock piano.
Good enough.
Yeah.
But from the CD Get Happy, this is them. It's Pink Martini and the Woodsongs, Old Time Radio Hour.
Let me love you, let me kiss you. Tomorrow you're gone. Let me hold you, let me love you. You are the one. I was happy, now I feel sorrow. But tomorrow you're so far away. No use grieving now that you're leaving. I'm here to stay. Someday she'll come along, the one you love. She'll do you wrong, she'll break your heart, and you will feel the pain I felt when love was real. Ich dich liebe, liebst du mich nicht, Herzen, gehst du. Ich dich küssen, küsst du mich nicht, darling, adieu. Heute ist glücklich, morgen wird traurig, übermorgen ist weit. Ich dich liebe, liebst du mich nicht, heute ist heute. Heute ist glücklich, morgen
From their CD, Get Happy. It's a wonderful CD. Pink Martini and the magnificent China Forbes on vocals. And now, China, before we're going to introduce the Von Trapps again on this this next song coming in, but you had some vocal cord issues that you had to get through, which as powerful as your voice is, I mean, that must have been a scary moment.
That was really scary.
So what was happening?
I didn't really know. I had a 2-year-old at the time, and he was catching all those preschool colds, and I was catching them as well. So I just was perpetually hoarse and thought that's all it was. But then eventually I realized it was more serious. So I saw a doctor in Portland who looked at my vocal cords, and I had a hemorrhage. And once that resolved, there was a little polyp, and I decided to have surgery to remove the polyp.
Now, to a singer, I mean, that's probably just shattering your nerves. What's going to happen, right?
Well, it was interesting. I learned a lot. I mean, the whole myth of Julie Andrews having had problems post-surgery, ruining her voice. I discovered that she had a more serious condition, so it was a harder thing to fix. What I had was actually really easy to fix, and it's risky, but it was definitely the right thing to do, because now I can it's like a clean slate. I don't have to hold back, and my voice is stronger than it was before.
Well, it sounds that way.
Thank
So
you.
you're a student at Harvard. You meet this wonderful pianist and adventurous musical fellow, Thomas Lauderdale, and he puts this band together across the continent.
Yes.
And you decide to move to Portland, yeah?
Yeah.
So why?
Thomas is the most persuasive person ever. I mean, the fact that the Von Trapps also moved to Portland because of him. I mean, he's like a giant magnet in the Pacific Northwest. So he persuaded me to come from New York to sing with Pink Martini right after he started the band, and it was so fun. He made everything fun. You get there and he picks you up and he introduces you to all the great people of Portland, and there's parties, and then you go back to New York and he calls you the next month and lures you with cash and parties. And so after 3 years of that, I decided to just give up and move to Portland.
You surrendered, right?
I surrendered to
So
Thomas.
let's ask Thomas. Thomas, do you remember in a sentence or two, what did you tell her that made her uproot her entire life in the Northeast to come hang with you?
$10,000. No, I'm just kidding. No,
well, that's a very
was
short
that
sentence, isn't it? Well, let's get back into the music. The new CD with the Von Trapps is Dream a Little Dream. This is a tune called Storm. Please welcome Pink Martini to the Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour.
I want to be one of the storms falling over the sea. I want to relight stars fiercer than Mars smile back at me. Even as I speak, I hear the wind over those blows and picture the timbers as they think out in the storm. Oh, when the clouds swirl and all the world is waking with the wind, and when the waves frame themselves against the shore to win, oh, that the heart beats with the lightning and the drum. Oh, how the soul aches when the wind through green fields runs. Half of me senses the storm in its wild sing-song. The other says stand by the me so much that they know where the winds flow. Yet they know that they are a leaf blown and for where they're sown. Oh, and the clouds swirl and all the world is waking with the wind. And when the waves hurl themselves against our shore to win, oh, as our heart beats with the lightning and the drum. Oh, how the soul aches when the wind through green fields runs.
Wow. Sofia, Melanie, Amanda, August von Trapp from their CD Dream or Little Dream. Let's talk to August for a second. Now, did you write this particular song?
I did.
You wrote this song, so you're a songwriter, a singer, coming from a musical family, and it's fair to say that even the current generation, right, very musical.
Yep.
There's a delightful Alps texture yodel to your voice. I mean, is this something
That's
that you...
not a coincidence.
Well, that's what I was trying to get to delicately. I mean, is this is a sound that you've heard since you were young, yes?
Yeah, our grandfather, actually, who was portrayed as Kurt in The Sound of Music, his name is Werner, and he would come to Montana and teach us Austrian folk song. So one of the very first songs I ever sung, actually, was a yodeling song.
Let's hear it.
Oh.
Go ahead.
It's called Blue Cheese.
Yeah.
Blue. Wait a minute. Whoa. This is a yodel song called Blue Cheese.
Blue Cheese,
Okay.
directly translated from German. So watch out.
All right. Let's hear this.
It's been a really long time. Anyway, the yodeling section went. Actually, with that song Storm, there is yodeling in it.
Yeah, I heard it.
So I was wondering if there is a way, I mean, not to make yodeling cool again, but to like integrate it into.
No, actually, I think it is cool. I mean, that's an amazing thing that you're. Let's not underestimate the power of tradition to a new generation of listeners. I mean, that's so old, it's brand new again. So, do the girls yodel with you? Do they do anything yodeling with you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, we didn't rehearse this. We didn't plan on it, but let's hear it. The Von Trapp yodeling thing.
Well, actually, you will hear it. It's coming.
Oh, it's going to be in the next.
In the set, yeah.
Is it okay? So you want us to wait? You're telling 1.5 million listeners not now.
Yes.
Is what you're saying. Okay. From their CD, Dream a Little Dream, we can only dream there'll be some yodeling in it. This is a tune called Hushabye Mountain. It's Pink Martini and Von Trapp's on the Woodsongs, Old Time Radio.
A gentle breeze from Hushabye Mountain softly blows o'er Lullaby Bay. It fills the sails of boats that are waiting to sail your worries away.
Isn't that wonderful? Let's talk to Thomas Lauderdale one more time, the founding genius behind Pink Martini. So the Von Trapps are singing in Portland, Oregon, and you're there too. You're part of the event, and this lightning bolt of an idea hit you. Let's team up.
Yes.
And so what was that conversation like? You go to them and say, can you move to Portland, Oregon? I'll give you 10 grand. Is that how that worked?
It wasn't quite like that. I mean, they had a whole decade-long career traveling the world and touring. And they were certainly at a crossroads, and I was looking at their repertoire and realizing that it was very Sound of Music heavy, and I thought, they're so brilliant, they could be doing a lot more sort of things besides, and I had some ideas. And so,
let's talk about it, because you're doing something that is very much full of wisdom as a mentor. They were following the tradition of their family and what was very heavy in their biography, the Sound of Music film and stuff. And you were saying, as artists, you need to move past that.
Well, I think that they really wanted, that was something, a directive that really came from them. Mm-hmm. I think that, they are certainly grateful for their history, but I think that they were very much anxious to continue broadening their own sort of repertoire. And I had a bunch of questions, and I had a couple of suggestions. And
so when the idea of doing the album together come along?
It happened maybe a few months later, where suddenly I was going to help produce their album, and then suddenly it just made sense to actually have the band collaborate with them and make an album together. And the idea was really to give them as much of an education as possible about how to make an album or how not to make an album, so depending on how you look at it.
Well, let's talk about the album. You picked some songs. You picked some songs that were part of the Sound of Music, right? As part of the Dream a Little Dream album.
Yes.
So you weren't afraid of the legacy. You just wanted to reinterpret it.
Well, the idea was to sort of be a crossroads, like from the a bridge from the past to the future. So at this point, they could really make any kind of album they wanted to make. They want to make in the future. They could make a techno album. They could make a country music album. They could make they can kind of really go in any direction.
Well, I think they were very fortunate to have run into Thomas Lauderdale and all the opportunities that you've given them. It's a wonderful thing. And notwithstanding is the amazing career and concert tours and albums, and you guys do this on your own record label, right? I mean, you guys are completely independent.
Well, we would be completely, the band would probably not exist had we signed to a major label. And also it wouldn't exist if we were just a band of a few people. I think by having so many people on stage, it sort of, if you're not getting along with somebody, you can always spend time with somebody else. So
kind of a United Nations of music is what we've got here. But 12 members on stage. It's two buses. All this stuff. And Pink Martini's new album is Get Happy. This is the title cut. It's Pink Martini on the Woodsongs, Old Time Radio.
Forget your troubles.
Happy days.
Come on, get happy.
Are here again.
You better chase all your blues away.
Are clear again.
Shout hallelujah.
So let's sing
and just get happy.
Of cheer again.
Get ready for the judgment day. The sun is shining
all together.
Come on, get happy.
Shout it now.
He's coming to take your hand.
Doubt it now.
Shout hallelujah.
So let's tell
and
the
just
world
get happy
about it now. Happy
We're going to the promised land. We're heading across the river. To new cares will all be gone.
There'll be no more from now on.
From now on. Forget your troubles and just get happy. times, happy nights, happy days are here
Pink Martini, wasn't it great having them on the broadcast? Thomas Lauderdale on piano, China Forbes on vocals, Timothy Nishimoto, Robert Taylor, Gavin Bondi, Phil Baker, Dan Pansy Chang, Nicholas Crochet, I hope I said that right, Maureen Love, beautiful name, Brian Laverne Davis, Derek Reith, did I say that right? Close, Reith, Anthony Jones, drums and percussion. Just a great, great band from Portland, Oregon. All of them brilliant musicians. And wasn't it nice that they brought the Von Tropps here? Beautiful voices. Sofia, Melanie, August, and Amanda. We wish them all the well as they go through. And isn't it wonderful that they have found a visionary and a mentor like Thomas Lauderdale that's willing to take the time and look at the background that Pink Martini had. When Thomas put this band together, they weren't just out for selfishness and selling records. They were doing things with their music in their community. They were trying to make their community better. They were singing benefits. They were singing for movements. They were singing for things that were helping their hometowns. And they've taken that view of a hometown, they've spread it all over the world with the kind of music that they do. You'll find international textures in these chords, in these 8 little notes that they play, become global the way they play these 8 little notes. And they've taken a legacy and a tradition like the Von Trapps and what they went through in the movie Sound of Music kind of chronicled their effort to become a free family and such. I mean, that's part of the legacy of Pink Martini too. That's part of what music and art is supposed to be. It's supposed to be one of the most freeing experiences in the human experience. Eva Burrows said, "Love is the oil that eases friction, but music is what brings harmony." There was a publisher in the 1920s named Frank Littig. He said, "A few chords strummed does more good in this world than all the combined efforts of politicians everywhere." That's the power of music, power of art. And my friend and my mentor was a folk singer named Pete Seeger. And he said that he wanted to turn the clock back in the world, back to when people lived in small villages and took care of each other. It's that global front porch way of thinking that extends itself all the way into your homes, your living rooms, your front porches. You know, your living room couch is the greatest stage in the world. Your children are the greatest audience in the world. That's how the Von Tropps learned their music, was from their family. You can give that global front porch feeling to your own children, in your own homes, in your own communities, and your own hometowns. That is the true power of art and music. My name is Michael Jonathan. I'm a folk singer. I'm a log cabin dweller, and we'll see you next week on the Woodsongs Old Time Radio. Good night.
You've been listening to Woodsongs broadcast number 752. Michael's opening song was R. Lee from the new CD Looking Glass, featuring Melissa Deaton Jonathan on vocals.
Our chief engineer is Jerome Gall. Technical assistants are Brian Clausing, Brandon Eves, Eric Anderson, and Zach Bueller. Our TV and internet broadcast is presented by Time Warner Cable and KET, directed by S.J. Matthews. And
Thank you for tuning in. There are so many talented artists that appear on our stage. It's very hard sometimes to pick the ones that appear on our TV broadcast. So what we're going to do is leave you with a performance from our huge online archive of past shows. We'll see you next time on the Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour.
closed captioning provided by the Deering Banjo Company. The television broadcast of the Woodsongs Old Time Radio Hour is presented in part by the Martin Guitar Company, making handcrafted guitars since 1833. Online at martinguitar.com. The Lexington Convention and Visitors Bureau, providing information to visit Lexington, Kentucky online at visitlex.com. By Folkbook, a social media site for arts and music, online at folk-book.com. And by Time Warner Cable, providing cable, telephone, and internet service.